So this sounds like it would be very good news for Xbox fans, and I have to admit, we could use some good news. I think far too often we don't get the positive stuff that we want. I try to be as positive as I can with, the videos and things like that. Not just for Xbox. I mean, yeah, I have some fun with the titles and things, but genuinely, I just enjoy gaming and I own all the platforms. And so, I try to do the best that I can to deliver stuff in an entertaining, sometimes funny way or whatever. But at the end of the day, realistically, all this stuff needs to be great, like on both sides, on all sides, really. And this would be really epic for Xbox to kind of pull off and accomplish. And I feel like this is something that could realistically blow people away, and I'm excited to get into this. This should be a great video. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. Please slap that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I would appreciate it. It definitely means a lot to me. I do daily gaming content. Not a lot of people do that, right? I scour all the sites, come up with the stories, and then do like fun little videos. And sometimes this can be time consuming, but I do it anyway. It's a fun little thing. Hopefully you guys enjoy it anyway. That's the hope. So again, with Xbox, we never know what's going on. They say one thing, do another, but this leak, if true, sounds like it could be one that works incredibly well for them and for gamers if they can nail this, right? And I think also, not only would they have to nail this, but they realistically also have to have exclusives. They have to have exclusive games, and that's just something that is non-negotiable, right? You want to have gamers on board with what you're doing, then that's what you got to do. So accordingly, the next Xbox reportedly consists of a traditional console and a handheld. So while Sony has announced the PS5 Pro, a mid-generation console refresh, Microsoft is betting on a wholly different strategy for Xbox. According to this leak, there will be no mid-generation console refresh akin to the Xbox One X, which launched 1 year after the PS4 Pro and delivered top console performance. Microsoft is instead entirely focused on the next generation of hardware. Sarah Bond, president of Xbox, has famously teased that it will deliver the biggest technical leap ever seen between console generations. And this is according to them. We're also invested in the next generation roadmap, and we're really focused on there is delivering the largest technical leap you'll have ever seen in a hardware generation, which makes it better for players and for creators and the vision that they're building. So again, I always like that they kind of say this stuff. But Microsoft has been hyping up non-stop. Oh, we've got the most powerful console, and it hasn't really paid off. Technical leap means what exactly? I think that's the thing that I probably maybe question a little bit is that there's not a lot there that was going to be interesting to sort of look at it and go, okay, well, what can they do to get people hyped up for this next Xbox, or what can they do to get people something new that they haven't seen before that will actually make them buy this thing. I think the games are the first thing you have to do. You have to have great content. But anyway, if it is to be believed, Microsoft will heavily integrate, one of those what's already kind of machine learning and stuff like that to achieve the objective, which would otherwise be nearly impossible with silicone improvements alone. Putting aside that for a moment, though, Xbox fans are also wondering whether they will see a repeat of this generation's dual SKU lineup like with the Xbox Series S and X. Well, according to Windows Central, which is generally well informed when it comes to Microsoft, the tech giant is planning to release a traditional console to succeed the Xbox One X, and then a separate handheld that would be Microsoft's take on like the Steam Deck. So indeed, the rumors of the Xbox handheld have definitely intensified lately, with Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Wonderboy Spencer teasing that work is indeed being done on such a project. The big question on handheld is whether it would be Windows-based PC handheld or an actual Xbox handheld that plays console games. Though the former option appears kind of more likely, Spencer mentioned that Microsoft had work to do to improve the Windows handheld experience, and this project could be the right time to deliver. Now, my take on that, just really quickly, is, if you're just going to come out with a Steam Deck ripoff or whatever, who cares, right? Like there's already the Steam Deck, there's already Asus ROG or whatever the hell that is, right? I'm sure, like, if you're trying to get Xbox fans into the idea of a handheld, I feel like probably the best way to do that is by having an Xbox console, something you can play Xbox with. Something that you could play your library of games with, right? Do your own take on it. Like, I can't really say it any better than that. It has to be an Xbox handheld. Like, I don't think a PC handheld is going to win over many people, because people like Steam and they're going to play Steam stuff. And that's just the way it is. And even that didn't sell very well, like 3 million units or whatever the case may be. So you have to kind of take that into consideration as well. But, a lot of these things are going to happen the way that they're going to happen. Microsoft is rumored to be targeting maybe a late 2026 for launch of the next generation Xbox console. Their goal would be to jump ahead of Sony's PlayStation 6, which may not launch until 2028, and that way they can grab an advantage with a similar strategy to the Xbox 360, which still to this day is Microsoft's most successful console to date. But the reason why they are doing that is, simply put, they're trying to, I guess, maybe finally look back at what's worked. I don't understand why it would take them this long to do that, quite frankly. It just, to me, it feels like you had all these different things that could have worked and they could have done, wonders or whatever, and instead, you kind of dropped the ball. And I feel like they really did kind of drop the ball for a lot of reasons. And to be clear, I also just feel like, they sometimes kind of lack what people want in a platform, So we'll see. I hope that they can get people to kind of change their minds about Xbox, because Xbox is in dire need of that. Right? Like, if you look at the main things that people kind of complain about with Xbox, it's always like, well, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. One day they're talking about this and that, and the next day it's like, oh, well, who cares about that? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is probably their biggest problem going forward. And, just as a fan, I hope that they change how they handle these things. I would love to see that happen. I would love to see them be actually able to take on Sony in a head-to-head way. I feel like in a lot of ways that is Xbox's last chance, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, if they don't do something drastic, I feel like they are kind of screwed, and there's not going to be much that they can do to kind of reverse things. You know what I mean? I honestly just feel like they needed to do something to grab some market share. Like the Xbox Ones, those won't be playing new games by the time this thing launches. They're not going to be able to hide behind that anymore. You have to have a platform that sells. So we could sit there and go, oh, well, you don't need this to sell or whatever, because they have, 58, 59 million Xbox Ones still playing some games. I'm sure probably half or more are still playing some sort of game. So, they're not going to have that next gen. They're going to actually need to sell some consoles. So telling people don't buy our platform, that's not going to be something that works out too well for them. So hopefully they understand that and actually try to push the console as something that actually works for a change anyway. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, and let me hear what you guys think about this. Though, would you guys be interested in an actual Xbox handheld if it were an Xbox handheld, not like some Windows thing or whatever? Like, that's the way I'm always at with this thing. Like a Windows thing wouldn't do me any good. Like, I don't care about Windows. You know what I mean? Like, give me an Xbox handheld, and but you do something with like a Windows PC, or I don't give a shit about that. I'm never going to care about that. So we'll see how that kind of works out. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, please like the video, share it out, and consider subscribing if you have not already done so. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. You guys are amazing. Crap Gamer